Well, hello there, Mike. It's Tomas. I wanted to show you some video for you. So we'll get together for our third lesson here. If you want to let me know when you're available, I can tell you what my schedule is for next week, or um, well, yeah, probably next week at this point. So, at any rate, here's what it looked like when we first started on our last lesson, the second lesson, and you had practiced this weight forward drill, or the little short punch shot drill, to try and ingrain the correct impact position, and you had been doing some really good work with this. So, as we move through the movement here, you can see that you are doing some things really right here and making good contact. And of course, that's the purpose of the drill. But we did see some little things that were an issue in terms of how you were doing the drill. One was that your weight was moving to the back side. You can see it right there. Your weight was moving to the back side. And the idea of the drill is to always make sure that you don't have to try and get back to the impact position, but you're already at the impact position when you do the drill. So you were going back a little bit too far, and you were moving your weight a little bit to the right. And so we wanted to correct that. In addition, right at impact, you can see your hands were rolling over a little bit right before impact. You see how your hands roll. We don't want you to roll those hands, although the finish position looks pretty good out here, except that the club went way past your hands. So we want to maintain that wrist, this wrist position, the same as what it was at the beginning of the drill. So if we drew a line down here, this is pretty dang straight, coming straight down there. But by the time that you got back, and see, you can see now how far back you're moving, as opposed to keeping that weight forward. And then at impact, you can see that that your hands should be pushed forward more to maintain that the hands in front of the ball, or the forward shaft lean, that's so important in making solid contact. So what we did at that point then was we worked on getting your weight forward by showing you how to stand up on just one foot, and so um, after we did that, we had I had you do it again, and this was after the balancing on one foot. So you tried to get over and balance on this left foot. You can see your right foot is sort of on the toe. Remember, we talked about lifting it up and seeing if you could balance on that left side, and then putting your toe back so that you could at least maintain balance without have to standing on one foot. But this made a significant improvement in terms of your ability to stay left. You see there, you're not moving back hardly at all, just a little bit. You still have a tendency to want to do that, but it's much, much improved. And you don't really need to go back that far in this drill, so it's easier to stay forward. But the idea is to stay right there. See, that's the key. Stay right there. And that should be the first move in this drill, and then start coming down before your weight starts transferring to the back. But in this case, with you just standing on your toe there, it made it easier for you to keep that weight forward. Now look at that impact position. So that's much better. That's the way we're supposed to be doing this drill, so that your hands are in front of the ball at impact. That's great. So you really made a great improvement there. By the way, this whole lesson was a tremendous improvement. Really amazing. So, and then you still are rolling your hands just a little bit right there. You can see the back of your wrist is rolling. I really want that just to stay the way it was. See, right from there it rolls right in there. I'd like to make sure that it doesn't, but that's pretty damn close. And that looks really good right there, but then you still have a tendency to flip a little bit out there. So if you stopped right there and then bowed this wrist a little bit so his hands were in front of the club, that would then be perfect. So that's great. So now let's take a look at that same thing from the back view. Let's see. Uh, let's see. So yeah, so this is the back view, and you can see now you're standing up on your toe. You've already leaned forward, and you're standing up on your toe. And get this playing a little faster. See, you're not putting any weight back there. This was a really great. This was a good one. Not putting any weight. Still going back just a little bit too far, but you know, if you stop that swing right there on the way back, it'd be easier just to come straight down. But you go back a little bit too far, but you see your weight is still way on the forward side. That's really good. You're coming back down, and look at that impact. Does that look like a golfer or what? Effortless. Look at that. Boom. Really nice work, Mike. Really nice work. So that was after you started balancing on the toe. So that's a good drill. But we did notice then that you still have a tendency to bend that left arm a little bit, and then to start. You see the way your body starts turning over. That's what causes you. See the way your hands move to the outside there. After you get to the top, even in this little drill, your hands move to the outside. That forces the club to come down a little bit across the ball. Not too much here. And you did end up hitting a really nice shot, but you can see it's curving a little bit to the right. But that's because you're coming across the ball there. So the idea was then to figure out how to get you to feel like you're not bending this arm. And for that, I showed you a drill to keep your left arm straight. And this was really an amazing transformation after you figured this one out. When we did the straight arm drill, that was this one here. And what you did what you did was basically you just grabbed behind your elbow and turned that way, and then came straight back down, up and straight back down. Did it again here. So this is a great exercise for you, and it made a significant difference. You can see you're standing up just a little bit here. It'd be better if you could stay down, but I know that this is a different feeling. It's tight on your body, but this allows you to feel what it's like to turn, make a full shoulder turn, like it's a full 90-degree turn, and then come down the same plane. And that's power. That's what generates power. So that was a great drill that we had. And then as a result of that, then I'll show you a swing after that drill. First, I'll show you that we had a full swing after the weight forward drill. Was this one? Was this? This was a full swing after we did this. Would be before we did that straight arm drill. This was your full swing. That's looking pretty good. Boom. You come across the ball, you can see just a little bit there. And at the top of the swing, you can see that your arm is bent. And look at your shoulders are only turned, they're not quite turned 90 degrees. Your hips are only turned about 20 degrees there. And then you still have that move that starts coming over the top. But then after we did that left arm straight drill, watch this. So we did the left arm straight drill, and then we did the full swing. Left arm. This one, the final. This was after. Look at this now. Look at that. Look at that left arm. Mike, this is impressive. That's great. That is great right there. Now you pause at the top. You're getting the feel, because what you want to do is come straight down to the same line, and look at See, there's hardly any movement to the outside there. You're just coming straight down the same path that you went up on. And that is absolutely beautiful. Now look at the club coming from the inside. How about that? The club coming from the inside. Do you see that major difference? And look at this shot. My God, it's like perfect. Look at that. So, but do you see the major difference? Look at your arms, your hands coming out right mid bicep here on the way through. Fabulous. Just fabulous, Micah. That's an amazing improvement. Okay? But do you see the difference here between coming straight back down? Instead of making that move over the top, you're coming straight back down the same plane you went up on. And look at your club coming from the inside here. It's coming from the inside out. Whereas the previous one, remember, the previous one, I just got to show you this. Actually, let me do this instead. Let me do this instead. I'm going to show you the previous one. Oops. Here's the previous one. Previous one where you came to the top here, and then you see that move, made that move, and your arm is bent. Your arm is bent. And then you came, see the way the club is coming right there? It's coming across the ball. See that? That's a formula for a slice. Coming across the ball with the face open. That's a formula for a slice. Okay? So that versus this one, where you come right back down the same plane, and look at this. Look at that coming from the inside versus coming from the outside across. There you go across. There you go from the inside out. Perfect contact. That's an amazing transformation right there, right? And speaking of transformation, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go all the way back to your initial swing when we first started this whole thing. Your original down the line view right here. This is what you look like when we first started. And then watch this. So here's when you first started. Look at this. Your arms are both bent. Your right elbow's flying straight out. Your left arm's bent. Standing up. And then you go way back to there. Now watch this. Which one looks like a golfer? Huh? Look at that. Look at that. Huh? Versus the way you were at first. Look at how much more powerful you are. On the top of the backswing here, and see how you're rolling over there at the top. This is the top of the backswing here. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that left arm versus this. Which one's the golfer? Look at your hips. Your hips are turned here 40 degrees probably. Your shoulders are definitely 90. They may be past 90. Look at the difference there. Your hips are only turned 20 degrees here. See, your right knee is still bent. Your right knee is straightened here. Perfect, Mike. This is unbelievable. That's really, really good. Okay? And then, of course, coming back down to impact right through here. That position there versus when you come over the top. Look at that. Look at that. Remember how we talked about the distance between the club head and the ball here for generating power? Look at the difference. Fabulous. Fabulous job. Great, great job. That club is coming across the ball. You can see it right there coming across the ball. The ball starts spinning to the right and keeps slicing to the right. As opposed to here, you come through. Look at that. Look at that difference. Amazing. That is amazing. That's an amazing transformation. Nice going, Mike. You're a tremendous student. That's great. So let's work some more. What do you say? Let's get this thing done. That's a golfer. We can say goodbye to this guy. This is the guy we want to see more of. And we got some more work to do here, so let me know when you want to get going again for lesson 3. And we'll take it a little further, and then we'll start talking about playing the game and making some good scores. The short game and the sand game and the putting and everything else. So this is great. I hope things are going good for you. Let me know how you're doing out there on the course, if you've been playing or if you've been working hard. Hope everything's okay with you, and give me a call when you can. Okay. Thanks a lot, Mike. Talk to you soon. Bye.